Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere. Well, I have a dream. My poor little children one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin. I have a dream. I will move it. We make that. Move it. Move it. Move it. We'll fight in France. We'll fight on the beaches. We shall never surrender. We'll never surrender.
I saw the look in his eyes. This guy's crazy. I have a microphone.
So you will listen to every damn word I have to say!
Ladies and gentlemen, put our hands together for
Damn. Hi. Damn.
Wagwan, it's episode 11. Taking control of these functions. Mikey keeps recording me when I'm not listening. Ain't happening this week. Wagwan, brother, episode 11.
Well, I let you push record for once because he wasn't happy about the past. What has it been, 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, I think so. You keep catching me out. I'm not happy. That's it. I'm done. How's your week been?
It's been alright, to be fair. I can't walk at the minute, mate. I played football last night, kids football just before that, and they wanted to do a match, and that lasted about an hour. So I was kidding, after yesterday. But over the weekend, I walked 13 miles.
13 miles?
Yeah.
That's in a weekend.
6.5 each day, Saturday and Sunday.
Bit much, isn't it?
It weren't intentional, mate. I was only going to go out for an hour. Turned into 3 hours on the Saturday, and then Sunday, I had to go Adley Downs for a long walk. I was like, what?
Mate, I ain't being funny, but I've never gone out on an accidental walk and turned it from a 1 hour walk into 3 hour
To be
walk.
fair,
It
it's
don't
through
happen.
woods. It was through woods. There's all these little paths, and you go, I wonder where that one's going.
So what are you, a nature boy now then?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
I liked intentionally getting lost. Like, if I go that way, it's going to go off in a different direction. See what happens.
Yeah, I think most people call that drugs.
Nah, stone cold sober while doing it.
I had some drugs this week. Got me jab.
Oh, yeah.
Got me jab.
So you're not one of these conspiracy theorists? After last week with the conspiracy theories, you don't believe that the vaccine's going to turn you into a lizard person then, no?
No, and it was fine, man. I know a lot of people have talked about side effects. They've talked about flu-like symptoms, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I've not had none of that. The only thing I've got, my arm does hurt.
You got that dead arm.
No, it's more. It's more than that. You have a blood test, goes quite deep, it hurts. You have a normal injection, maybe doesn't go so deep. It's kind of halfway in between. But I made a foolish mistake.
Go on.
Walked into a doorway, didn't I?
What, at the same arm?
Yeah, so I got the
Dickhead.
jab done on Sunday. On the Monday, I think it was afternoon, I was working from home. I think I was flitting from the front room to the back conservatory for a fag in between meetings. But yeah, walked into a doorway, walloped it, and since that point, jeez, man, don't it ache?
Well, that's why your arm hurts, you knob. It ain't the vaccine.
What are we now?
necessarily.
What were you today? Wednesday? Still hurts.
Maybe it's got a chip in it.
Still hurts.
I see this thing.
Bill Gates, isn't it?
Woman just had her vaccine done and she was putting a magnet against it and it stuck. And she put it on her other arm and it didn't. Obviously, it's highly likely to be bullshit. Just,
Yeah, sounds like it.
watch out. You might be chipped.
Well, I'll tell you what, rather than the made-up stuff, give me some real stuff. What you got?
Well, it's more about next week, to be fair. As from Monday next week, it's the next step. I think it's like step 3.
All change.
Yeah, lockdown. Well, lockdown loosening restrictions.
Yeah, lockdown loosenings. That's what they're calling it anyway.
So rules have gone back slightly. You can do up to 6 people or 2 households.
You can do up to 6 people.
Yeah, if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, orgies are allowed to be up to a 6-person maximum.
Government sponsored.
Maximum of 2 households to keep it in the family.
Can't even get in trouble with the missus.
Well, she'll have to be there. It's 2 households.
Nailed on.
Overnight stays allowed. So you ain't even got to leave.
That's just awkward, man. Give them a taxi number, get the fuck out of my house.
Or, if you fancy al fresco sex parties, right, up to 30 people, they meet outdoors.
You fancy an al fresco sex party?
Wait, to be fair, that's a business idea right there. Al fresco sex party.
That's a sentence I never thought I'd hear in my life.
Nature's way of nurturing. The obvious one.
Oh, I'm sorry, I've gone early. Oh, shit.
You good?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I was tickled that dude. He did just tickle me. Oh, that just literally tickled me.
You good?
But yeah, I'm good, man. Oh,
Anyway.
it genuinely fucking made me laugh.
Pubs, bars, and restaurants can now open indoors.
Hey!
Whee! Happy days. Indoor entertainment such as museums and cinemas and stuff, they can carry on now.
Pole dancers.
Yeah, I guess indoor entertainment.
Happy days.
And
360.
If they attend the sex party, outdoor entertainment as well. Happy days.
Yeah.
Outdoor events allowed up to the lower of 4,000 people. Apparently it's extended for Wembley though, it's like 10,000. It's a bit prejudiced.
It's gone a bit mental, but not in certain circumstances. Some things he's blown wide open. Other things he's kind of like, why are we still adhering to that?
Well, didn't he say something about work? Like he basically wants everyone to go back to work.
You can go to work, but not to work. Don't go to work, but you must go back to work. Whatever accent he speaks in. But yeah, I'm faced with that. Me, man, I've got a constant struggle with whether I can and can't get into work. If he comes through on this and makes that decision that everybody does need to go back to work and companies can't put any blockers down, might make my life a bit easier, to be fair.
Yeah.
Less paperwork for me. You remember last week? Our friend gone a little bit quiet in the news a little bit this week. Noel Clark.
Oh yeah,
Got mullered, didn't he?
Pretty sure he's going to go quiet for a while now, mate.
Yeah, got mullered in the news, yeah. Somebody threw the story out there that John Barryman, sorry.
Yeah, I know you mean.
Was
Doctor Who guy, innit?
was known for being a bit of a prank taker. Used to get his dick out all the time on set, bang it on things, put it on people's shoulders, that sort of stuff, man. Like,
put it on people's shoulders.
Banter.
That's
quite
real.
funny, right? And that came out. That happened. I think it was when he was doing the Torchwood series, the Doctor Who spin-off.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 to 7 years ago. What we're 2021 now, man. So I don't know when that came out.
So what? That's just come out as well. That he's
No, man.
getting his cock out.
No one said shit at the time. They were just like, "All right, safe, man."
You know why? Because he's gay. I think it's more. It's not more acceptable. I don't think, but.
No, I'm being a dick, man, because I'm being a little bit provocative. I do agree, and I wholeheartedly agree.
People are less likely to say something to someone who's gay, I think.
It's a softened blow, isn't it?
Was it? He just put a floppy one over his shoulder.
It's a softened blow from a BBC point of view. They're just like, oh, yeah, you know, it was high spirits, misconception. Noel Clark does it. It's, you know, inappropriate behaviour.
It's harassment, yeah.
It's two people doing the same things. You know, I don't want to judge anybody either way on anything, but that's a contrast, man. Why are you now reacting to that when all your executives and all your directors passed that off as being acceptable behaviour 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? Just because Noel Clark's getting munted now, you've gone, oh, we should probably
expose this before someone else does. Yeah.
Yeah, man, don't like that. Do not like that at all. Bro, something else I've seen this week. TikTok videos, right?
Right. Have you been scrolling, have you?
No, obviously not. You know I don't have these apps. I don't want these apps. I don't understand them. But I do the media reports on them. But I've seen a TikTok this week.
Okay.
Did you post something previously on TikTok to me? Was it a basketball thing you did?
No. That's just a normal video. I've got TikTok, but I think I only posted like 1 or 2. Some stupid dances I did with my goddaughter, but that was ages ago, man.
That's right. That sounds like fun, man. People post ridiculousness on this channel,
There's some
right?
crazy stuff on there, to be fair.
One of the things I've seen this week, and this is what made me like look at this for ridiculousness. There's a woman online. She's telling people, sandpaper your legs instead of shaving.
What? You just gotta rip the skin off, don't you?
Yeah, obviously.
Well, yeah, there's no hair to shave if there's no fucking skin.
For all the construction nerds out there, and obviously I don't include Mike tonight, he hasn't got them on, but for all the construction nerds out there, this was a 600 grade sandpaper. I don't know what that means. I don't know how fine that
That's
can get
gotta
shit.
be quite sharp. And
Every scientist, specialist in the world has turned around and said, bruv, that's like bad news. You're going to aggravate your skin. You're going to cause what's known as folliculitis.
well, you
Which
should
is
get
infection.
infections.
Yeah. Infection at the root of your hairs by doing this. But was a common practice in World War II. Razors were not common.
The fuck?
Not common items. Metals were needed for other
You
things.
just wear trousers.
No, people used to like rub their shits up with sandpaper. Wait, TikTok's a
Ah.
dick, man. How many other things have there been on TikTok where people have had like mad injuries?
Oh, yeah. You know why? Because people are filming all the time. With those things, they're like a 15-second video or something, but it takes you about an hour to record them if you do all the edits and stuff that they do.
Well, you get the accidental ones though. You get like people that like shot themselves.
Well, that's what I mean. Because everyone's videoing everything all the time. That's why everything makes it on these platforms.
It's a semi-dangerous platform. It's almost like a throwaway video Snapchat world.
Or like the
Odd.
tutorials and stuff, yeah,
It
where it
is
teaches
odd.
you how to do something that
It is
could
odd.
go terribly wrong, like, and probably has done.
Oh yeah, man. Somebody who's a bit more worthy of a mention.
Go on.
I've seen a fella this week.
How have you now?
You know, we've kind of touched on like heroes and villains, but my hero of this week, I'm just going to put it out. It's a geezer called John Fraser, right?
Right.
The park ranger in South Africa is responsible for looking after Kalahari or Kalahari, don't know how they pronounce it, lions.
I'm guessing South African lions.
Problem they've got is
Yeah.
their lion population is quite enclosed, so they have a small problem of inbreeding, which can cause problems genetically.
Okay.
What they have to try and do is take anybody that's like prime for breeding or mating far away from wherever they are.
What?
This geezer was tasked, this is fucking insane, right? This geezer was tasked with transporting 3 lions
Yeah.
on a Learjet. Imagine a Learjet, it's about as wide as the recording studio we're sitting in.
Is it like one of them wind-up planes?
No, it's like a tube. It's like an absolute tube.
Okay.
You've got one seat at one end, and this geezer has got 3 lions under sedation, obviously.
Right.
But these motherfuckers weigh 30 stone each.
Oh.
Imagine if somebody didn't quite get that dosage right.
Well, they're not in cages.
No, man, they're just chill. They're literally laying, it's cute, with their paws over each other
Get fucked.
in a sleeping motion because there's not enough room. So what?
Get fucked.
I mean,
What?
I've
Man.
heard of snakes on a plane. What are we saying about that? Manes on a plane?
Mains. It's got a ring to it, but that's weak.
That's nuts, man. That geezer, he flew him basically over South Africa, one place, over to another game reserve, and keep breeding them lions. Big up, big up. John Fraser.
Yeah. 3 lions as well. Well played, boy.
Wait, they redesigned that shit this week. You seen that?
What's that?
The 3 Lions logo.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, yeah, they have.
No, you can't change that.
They redesign it every like 20, 30 years. They've modernised it. It still retains the spirit. Not
There's
as
still
good,
3
not-
lions, right?
Yeah, there's still
with the
3.
roses.
Yeah, there's still 3 lions. But it's different. It looks different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got something for you, right?
Alright.
There was a 4-year-old boy who ordered 918 SpongeBob ice lollies on Amazon.
Why?
Cost $2,600. What? Why? Because he fucking could.
What, is he an entrepreneur?
No, he's just ordered it. He's probably like on his mum's phone. If it's on his phone, that's bad parenting. But probably on his mum's phone. It's on Amazon, so he's just gone on there.
Shit.
SpongeBob ice lollies. Yeah. How many of them do you want? 918. Yeah.
Fuck, mate. I'm real careful with my
Oh,
phone.
you got a little, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I'm real
yeah.
careful with my phone. I know people back in the day would say, don't raise your kids on phones, make them do shit. But the honest reality is, if you have a child in the last 5 years, they're going to be screen tech savvy.
Yeah, you hear the stories about, like, I don't know, Candy Crush. That's well outdated.
Oh, it's horror.
I know.
Everything I've got has got a lock on it.
But,
Everything.
yeah, I know.
No way
people
she's
put
figuring that out. She
thumbprints
can't
on.
even fluke it.
Yeah. That's crazy. I've heard the stories before, like 10 grand and stuff, but ordering SpongeBob ice lollies. What a lad. What a lad.
I mean, that's fairly obvious, isn't it? Who's ordering that amount of lollipops? But if you're what is potentially a gambling site, and someone comes through and said, "Oh, there's my son that spent 10 grand on your site last night. Wasn't me."
Yeah.
You know, fine margins. Where'd you draw a line? Don't know. Not into online
Prove it. Yeah.
licensing.
Prove it.
Interesting subject, though, bro.
It is, mate.
Interesting subject. You know, you just get bad luck sometimes.
Yeah, often.
Right. It happens to the best of us, man. Bad luck can happen to the best of us.
Go on. I feel this teeing up. There we go.
I feel for this geezer. I don't even feel comfortable about talking about it. I feel for this geezer.
Oh, come on. Don't bring the vibe down.
Right, my man, he goes on holiday. Well, it's not a holiday, it's a business trip, actually.
Okay.
So, goes on holiday on a business trip. Not allowed to take his missus, obvs.
Yeah, okay.
Gets there, takes a photo of the bed, and what he's done, he's put whatever their teddy bear is in between their relationship, whatever it is, that means something to him. He's put it in the middle of the bed, taking a photo of it, and gone, "Oh, miss you, Snuggles."
A little sentimental thing, yeah.
Lovely, you know, I like that. That's thoughtful, that's nice.
Okay, yeah. It sounds good. Why do you feeling sorry for this bloke?
Oh, but fucking matey boy, geezer's only gone and taken a live photo, hasn't he? You know,
the iPhone thing, yeah.
You know them things, 20 frames a second.
Yeah. Well, you think you're taking a picture, but it actually does like a split second before and after
Like
you take that picture.
3 seconds of time.
Yeah.
So geezer's taking a 3-second time photo. Now, I've got sympathy and I ain't. So...
Wait, what's he done then? So he's just... What,
He's-
he's naked or something?
He's taking a photo. Absolute mugboat. Of the bed. But in that 3-second time frame, what he's done is the missus is having a chirps on, has dived on the bed. At the very last frame
His mistress is just...
of that photo. It's almost like somebody spliced that photo on the end. Oh, jeez.
Mate,
I
that's
I
dangerous.
feel for that motherfucker.
He's got Apple to thank for that.
No, he almost got away with it.
What?
As if. Geez, ever thought you were a big dick swinging man?
Big dick swinging motherfucker.
What they call it? DOC. Big dick on campus.
I've never heard that.
I got my guy over in Zimbabwe, 66 years old.
Okay.
My guy is expecting his 152nd
Shut up.
child.
Shut up.
He's about to marry his 17th wife.
What?
Man's has a rota.
Yeah.
Hey,
What, they're all still about?
quick smart. Man's has a rota. He has to satisfy 4 of his wives per night.
When you said 17th wife, I thought you meant like he's on his 17th marriage, but he's got 17 wives.
No, fully polygamous. Like, it's a harmonious relationship. Man's in
He's got him on
Zimbabwe.
a rota.
4 of them per
What's happening
night.
tonight? Julie.
One of the things that made me really laugh, and this takes the biscuit,
Go on.
if you can make it, is that he moans about the different levels of cooking that they produce. And he's turned around and said, if I return a meal back to you, you should treat that as a lesson. And then goes on to shag the other 4.
So basically, this guy's running a cult where it's just only women can join and they've got to have his kids.
Hey man, take my hat off to my guy. 66 years old, 151 kids.
Holding it down.
Do you think he's ever changed a nappy?
Hell no, he's got 17 wives.
Of course he ain't.
Right, debate point.
Well, technically speaking, we're not going to do a debate point this week. Not our usual cup of tea.
Okay.
What we're going to have a discussion instead. The reason we're going to do this, if you don't know, it's Mental Health Week. Or
Yeah.
Mental Health Awareness Week.
Yeah.
It is a subject that me and you have kind of, or you and I should I say, have skirted a little bit round on in other bits, but we're going to have a little discussion about mental health.
Okay.
More specifically, what does mental health mean to you? Like, how do you recognise it?
That's
What
the
do you,
question,
What do you
yeah.
know of its existence? What does mental health look like to you? Because to some people, it looks very different, doesn't it?
Well, I guess that's down to different experiences.
Yeah, it comes in all shapes and form and can happen to anyone. I mean, you and I, we're happy to say, we've had our own challenges, mental health over the years.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's probably not many people out there that haven't really.
Well, not as big statistics for men under a certain age. I think it's like under 30. Like one in so many men have suffered with mental health of some sort. And it
Yeah.
is big. It does kind of prove that it's an issue for a lot of people. And it isn't spoken about enough, I don't think.
No, it's not, because I think the only things that used to really get spoken about are people's like extreme views, or not
Yeah.
extreme views, but extreme actions. Like, unfortunately, we do know that things like depression can lead to people feeling suicidal. People can kill themselves. That is
Yeah.
something that can happen. But people, I think, as soon as they hear mental health, they skip step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and they just imagine that that's how that person
Yeah.
is, and it's like it's not always like that.
It takes so many shapes and forms, and I think it's important to remember as well that I don't think it's evolved as much as medicine for like physical pains and aches and
Or in terms of
ailments.
treatments.
Treatments, yeah, hugely. I don't think it's got to that point where we fully understand it because it's so different for everyone. That's the thing that makes it so difficult. The experiences, people's high points, low points, everything like that, it makes it unique because no two are the same, really. You might get tendencies that people experience. Say, like, not sleeping is a common one.
Yeah, loss of appetite,
Yeah.
big one for
Yeah.
some.
You'll get, should we say, symptoms of it
Hmm.
that people will suffer the same. But I think everyone's experience with it is totally different and unique in its own form.
Yeah, it is odd. I mean, there's a lot more information available to people nowadays, a lot more awareness of what that condition actually is. I mean, a lot of conditions that we'll say mentally related or relating to conditions of the brain. People have been put in nut houses. I don't
Oh,
know,
yeah,
50
yeah,
years ago, maybe. I don't know, maybe a bit longer, but
Yeah.
it's been a very misunderstood kind of path. So they're probably playing a little bit of catch up around it.
Hugely. Neuroscience is relatively new. When it comes to science of the human body, that's got to be the newest one.
Our understanding of recognising it as well is much better. What's to say there wasn't as much, for example, anxiety, although this is debatable. Imagine there wasn't as much anxiety as someone in 1940. You'd be like, oh, what they got to worry about? Well, they had their own worries, like famine,
Not even
dying
that
of
far
starvation,
back.
etc.
Not even that far back. Go back to when we was probably toddlers. Well, me, you was probably mid-teens by then.
I'd left school then.
Yeah. No, honestly, like, go back to then. They were called warriors. Oh, next door, yeah, she's a warrior, constantly, like, worried about this, that, the other.
Yeah.
Now, that's anxiety.
Yeah.
That is driving her stir crazy.
I mean, that's the big one, I think, innit? That's the kind of the
that and
poster
depression.
boy.
Anxiety and depression are the big ones.
They're
Because I think
both
they go
linked,
hand
aren't
in
they?
hand.
Yeah, they are kind of linked. Well, not kind of linked. They are linked. But that's kind of your poster boy of the 20th century or 21st century, should I say? For mental health problems.
Modern day, not just man, modern day humans.
It's the one that everyone can relate to, but again, it is another one that some people might not even realise they've got anxiety.
Some people don't realise they've got depression. We'll go into it a bit more in depth, but it's only through experience that you can spot yourself about to go that way.
Yeah.
So at the start, when it first hit people, and that's who I feel sorry for the most, when they first experienced something like that, anxiety or
Yeah.
depression or anything,
And you're aware.
there or worse, you're not aware of it at the start. It's confusing, it's frustrating, because you might be angry all the time, but you don't know what you're angry about, for example.
Yeah.
Just an example. Again, it takes many shapes and forms, but
Yep.
it's hard to identify it in yourself because you tell yourself you're fine all the time. How many conversations do you have with yourself a day?
Yeah.
Especially when you're in the shower or something.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
doing something mundane. You
Plus,
just
as well, you think like how you kind of think you're treating yourself, so therefore you're not feeling that way, perhaps. So like my favourite one would be I'll take myself away from things. I'll just go and sit in another room, just be myself. Didn't want people around me. That's because it's hard enough to concentrate on what you're doing anyway. But when you're someone that suffers from anxiety and it's, I don't know, rushing, if you like, it's almost impossible to pick out one singular thought and focus on it long enough to actually be pulled into it.
it's very
Take-
consuming.
Yeah, taking myself away
Yeah.
would help me just slow things down a little bit, and
You
I'll be
take
able
a
to
second out. And that goes back to the old days when you say, like, say 1940s, whatever.
Mm.
People would say, "Oh, look, go and take an hour out. Go and take an
Yeah,
hour
go and
to
have a nap.
yourself."
Go and have a lay down.
Yeah, And you know that they're probably not going to sleep, but it's more get out of that environment, go to your little safe place, and just recover for a minute before you go again.
Well, the other one, snap out of it. Come on.
Yeah, but snap out of it's
Snap
more
out
of
of
an
it. Man
instant
up.
thing.
Man up.
Or man up has been
Man up.
slated for the last 10 years now, I'd say.
Well, to a degree, then.
But you do need a bit of that.
Was that a prevention back in the day? Like, you got squashed fairly quick, because we are in a society now that is much more open. It's much more equipped to have conversations and interact with people around mental health.
Yeah.
Back then, they just didn't. It was unspoken. You just like, man up, boy.
I think you've stumbled on something that's maybe not a coincidence, right? But I think it manifests worse when you're told to ignore it. So man up, or like get on with it, come on, crack on, blah blah blah, be a man, blah blah blah. Right?
Yeah.
That is choosing to ignore the problem and just carry on. That will have worse effects, I believe. It will come out worse or whatever. It will build up or whatever.
Yeah.
So you had a generation of angry dads.
Yeah,
And I think that's
never
probably
identified.
our generation's probably the last of that, of angry dads, where they just stiff upper lip, pent up aggression, everything pisses them off.
Maybe that's why people used to go to the pub more often.
Yeah, to vent and just go and
because they were all
rant.
fucking angry with anxiety, and now
you
they just
see-
stay home on their meds.
There was a TV
watching
program,
TV.
Grumpy Old Men,
Yeah,
and it is literally just men moaning. And when you think to yourself, how many times you walk past a bus stop or a pub or something, it's like, oh, I fucking went to the lottery the other day, and you've heard it a million times. That's just
they're just ag
it's
Aggy
pent up
old
kind of
aggy bros.
ag. Whereas
Yeah.
nowadays, people, we're not fully there, and I don't know how that looks, but people have learnt to vent a bit more. Like, you'll go and talk to your mates, I think, and just, rather than be like, how are you? Yeah, I'm alright. You'd be like, do you know what? No, I've had a shit week.
Yeah.
So you might not go into detail, and you might not turn into a Bridget Jones and ice cream kind of shit, but
do some people feel awkward? Because I have a personality type that's probably similar to a lot of people, where it's probably called being British. You don't
stiff upper lip.
you don't feel like you want to put something on someone. Like you said,
don't want to burden
how
someone.
you doing? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
all right. That's what we go. Yeah, sweet. And it's like, actually, mate, no, I'm not. You know what I mean? We don't feel we want to share that.
So I'll give you a personal experience of mine. I did have some struggles a while ago with certain stuff. I won't go into detail, right? But
Yeah.
I wasn't living around my family, but I'd see them. And I got this is when I first discovered about anxiety, really, and me. I got so worked up that I'd like heave before I left the house, before I see them.
Yeah.
And that is purely because now you think back, and I did a lot of research since and everything like that. Now you think back, it's because they know you inside out. So you're trying to hold it all together. You don't want to burden them with anything. They're your family. And then you know they're going to be able to spot it in a millisecond. So
Oh, yeah.
you get worried about it. And that's just simply off of having a bad week where you just don't feel great and a lot's going on or whatever.
It's an evil world.
It manifests
of
doesn't it?
emotion, because
Yeah.
a lot of the things that are associated with anxiety, it's almost perpetual motion. Like, certain thoughts fuel other thoughts that fuel other thoughts that fuel other thoughts, and it comes back round. And it's
Yeah.
hard to get off that.
It's remuneration. So
Yeah, it's hard to
saying
get
I've
off that
done a
spin.
lot of research, and remuneration is one of the worst things for it because you replay things. So you know when you always think of the perfect thing to say after.
Yeah.
That's because your brain's played it 20 times since, going, I could have done better there.
Mhm.
No matter whether it was a aggressive comeback or a funny joke you could have said or something like that, right? Your brain remunerates. So when you go through things like anxiety and depression and you worry about more things, you're replaying more things over and over again, and that'll drive you stir crazy, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a torture technique of making someone watch the same video for hours on end.
So I'll see something on Facebook. I think I shared it or tagged us in it. But it was something along the lines of, it's not you that has to change, it's your pattern of thought or your thought patterns.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's you will just do the same stuff if you react to things in the same way and do the same things that you did last time. You're more than likely going to have the same outcome.
Well, it's that Einstein quote, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different outcome.
Fuck me, have we just nailed a quote?
Oh, yeah, mate, I'd love that one. Yeah, I think we have
Jesus Christ, mate. This is
Einstein as well.
momentous.
That's going top of the charts with an Einstein
This is a
quote.
momentous moment for the Two High Guys podcast. We've actually, you have remembered a quote.
We're clipping
Word
that
for
out.
word.
That's going in as a trailer
I
somewhere.
might just make a silly noise now, so you have to.
That's important as well. Let's not forget and get all downhearted. What we just did there, a little just joke, a bit of light-hearted something
Endorphins.
keeps you going.
Get them dolphins
Even
released.
even if you've had a shit day, to just have that 30 seconds of banter with someone does turn it around.
It's hard to find something that you remember you like, though, when you can't focus on anything. And I think that's key. What you're saying is you need to find something that you like and you enjoy it, and you need to do more of it. Don't use it as a distraction.
No.
Use it there to generate more positive chemical compound. If you want to start, now I'm not telling people that you do this overnight and suddenly all your troubles go away. But when you're feeling like there's nowhere to go, take a step forward and start by just trying to find something you enjoy.
But sorry, I'm going to contradict that and agree, because take a step forward and a step back. I think it's always important. If you're going through a hard time because of certain things, you need to take a step back and think to yourself, I've just been through all of that and I haven't crumbled.
Yeah.
Not yet, right? So it's important to be like, hold on a minute, I'm not doing too bad.
You learn
when you consider everything, and you do learn to take that step back.
Try and take the learns.
Not necessarily sort everything and trying to make a master plan, right? It's just acknowledge the fact that it has been shit, and I deserve a minute to just go, hold on, like, well done, pat on the back, kind of. You're still going, you're still cracking on. When it comes to that man up thing, you are still holding your own. You haven't completely crumbled.
And that's great, man. And that's what you want. But sometimes it doesn't go that way. And people do feel they need to reach out and they do need help. Like, what kind of things can we improve on that's already there? I mean, there's certain channels that are out there. You know, there's Samaritans, quite well known. But
I think,
is everyone aware of help that's available to them?
Well, you need to talk firstly about what is available before you say about what do you need. Because I don't believe, again, as we said at the start, I don't think that we're there yet. In a sense of we know how to treat certain things, because everyone's different. But there is treatment available out there. So if you go to your doctor now, the first thing they say is, do you want a bit of time out? I think if it's a week, you fill out a form. If it's more than that, the doctor will give you a note.
Do you reckon it goes on their record? If you go and visit them and they don't recognise the signs and then something terrible happens? Do you think that's why they're quite quick in my experience, to put people onto medication?
Medication is an option, and there's loads of different types of it now. There was antidepressants, and there was blood thinners, there was blood
help
thinners
with
that
different areas. I mean, you and I have a very different kind of view, don't we?
Yeah. When it comes to pills.
Yeah. I used to be like massively anti this, and I think, no, I'll deal with it. And it got to a point where I reached out and I did go down a medication route. And for me, it's not something I've continued with for long periods, but at the time it's helped me just to slow things down, pick out a little route or a little bit of clarity and help me to help myself. But then I've never stayed on them for too long.
For me, it's an escape, and it's like putting a plaster on a massive wound that needs stitches. It's more of a...
You're totally au naturel, aren't you? You're like,
yeah,
100% power through that shit.
But it's not even that, and I don't want to word it like a man up and kind of crack on. It's more of a process it properly rather than patch over things.
Yeah, I get you.
Like what I said about maybe a couple of generations before us, where they were told to man up. So they're just patching over it, and it comes out in just pure aggression. Over time, they just get worse and worse and worse.
You are quite an aggy cunt.
Oh, yeah. But only when, like, shit's came down. You know what I mean?
But you are ginger, though, so it kind of comes with
well,
the
yeah, and a bit of Irish blood in me as well, so it all just adds up to...
Surprised you haven't already glassed me.
Not yet.
Although did threaten to glass me once. Stabbed me once, was it?
Yeah,
it was on holiday when we were absolutely smashed out of our nut.
Out of our...
We was having a silly argument about football.
Yeah.
Obviously, you weren't getting it. You were just like talking big man.
I was just ag.
I'm gonna fucking stab her.
Fucking kill him. Yeah, man.
I remember that. And then in the morning, we had a nice little hug in the morning. It was like, you all right?
Oh, hell yeah.
You all right? That was hilarious.
Where was that? Lanzarote?
Lanzarote, that was fucking hilarious.
There you go.
To this day, I still maintain that you can't train Messi. Messi's born. Can't be trained.
No, I'm not getting
That's
into
another story.
That's a debate point for another week.
story.
But again, look, we've just done it. You sidetrack and you have a little giggle, a bit of banter, and that is massively important. When we say about treatment available, the doctor can't prescribe someone to stand next to you and make you laugh every now and then randomly.
Distractions is a good key.
In small doses, again, this is where we differ. When it comes to tablets, they're a distraction in my eyes.
I was talking more from your point of view. So somebody who's not going down a medicated route, and it's like, okay, you don't want to
you still
keep
need that
repeating
time
the
out.
cycle. So
Yeah,
getting into a new TV show, find something you've never seen before, and go, do you know what? I'm just going to have a little go on that. Just something to distract my
Switch
normal
the
routine.
system. Yeah. Well, what I did when I started working from home was played a different artist every day, just in the background. Remember, I told you about
one
it.
day
So I
you
had
dress
like
up as
Mos Def.
Picasso.
No.
Next day you dress up as
No,
Rembrandt.
it's Spotify playlist. I had like Mos Def playing one day, and the next day it'd be like Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
And it just...
I like doing that on Spotify anyway, generally.
Yeah, man, but it's just different vibe every day. So it kept it different. It kept it fresh. And I was working out, not like massively. Gyms weren't open and stuff. I just had a couple of dumbbells and...
Ironically, social media is probably a very good way. Not social media, but the internet access is probably. There's a lot of things you can go online that can help you in remote situations where you might be isolated, you might be on your own, and you might be struggling.
You mean for communication?
And ironically, that's probably a big cause of a lot of modern day anxiety and depression. Social media.
Well, social media isn't very social. You post this fake image of your life. You don't post the dark things that you want people to see. And when you do, 9 times out of 10, it's people that are seeking attention. They might be going through that, but they're going through a phase where they want acknowledgement from other people. They need that. What we said about taking a step back and acknowledging where you are, they need that from someone else. And that is kind of a cry for help, but it's so socially acceptable now. To see someone...
been normalised, isn't it?
How many times will... And I'm not saying we're massively guilty of it, but you'll scroll through Facebook and see, a depressing post.
Egg.
And you just scroll. You literally just keep scrolling. And that might be someone crying out for help. If it's someone in your close circle, you do pause.
It's wood for trees, though, isn't it? So anything online, you just can't see the wood for trees. There's so much, and there's so much out there. But again, you flip it. It's not all down to social media. There's a lot of other things. It does a lot of good as well.
It does for people that are isolated.
If you go and find it, man, you've got to look for these things. And that's another thing I would say is when you are, when you can't see too far in front of you, you need to go and find things for yourself. Find solutions.
It's what you're looking at. If you're scrolling through what your friends are up to, then that's probably depressing because, again, no one posts the boring bits. Not, I sat there for 4 hours and watched TV after dinner.
Potentials, yeah.
Right? That's a different look at it. If you're looking up an interest of yours, you might be into deep sea diving. If you go and join a Facebook group on deep sea divers in the coral reef in Australia, you're going to have a... pun intended, you're going to have a whale of a time. Right? But honestly, that 4 hours after dinner before you go to sleep has just completely changed from being slightly jealous of other people's lives, maybe thinking that it's just you that's having a shit time, where, trust me, it's not, to, I love marine biology. That was amazing. I learnt this, I learnt that.
Yeah.
How different does the end of your night look in those two scenarios? And I think that makes a big difference.
Best bit of advice I got, bless her, she was probably half my age. She was I don't know what they call them, CBT therapist. She was a therapist.
Cognitive behavioural therapy.
Yeah, that was it. Something one of them. It's nice and easy. It's access and treatment you can get, through publicly available telephone numbers if you feel that you need that.
Yeah.
But she said to me that I know what it's like, well, I'm trained to know what it's like.
Yeah.
And how difficult a first step is to change routines. She said, what shoe do you normally put on first when you're putting them on?
Oh, shit.
And I was like...
Am I right?
Yeah. She's like, I'll tell you what, next time you put your shoes on, make yourself put the left one on first.
Yeah,
and she goes, and do you know what? You'll go to do it, but you won't. And then one day you'll just go, no, I'm going to put the left one on first. And you'll change your routine. But you have to change that routine. It won't just change. And sometimes it's going to feel real strange.
Well, they do. I've seen a couple of articles about how you should wake up in the morning. And the worst thing to do is wake up
with
and
a massive hard on and a blonde sitting next to you.
Well, I mean, Well, that will surely fucking help. But when it comes down to it, right, checking your phone straight away is a terrible trait. It's a horrible thought process to use.
Yep. I
Because
100%
straight away,
back
you're
that.
not thinking about your life, you're looking at other people's lives. Straight away.
Well, even just going onto news or social media, anything that's going to be feeding information into your brain, it's like pulling the ripcord of a generator. Right, here we go. Let me start this
Yeah.
monkey up. Let me start feeding things in. Right, that
Well,
brain's
there's
working
lights,
now.
there's movement, there's motions to use.
I don't know about you, man. I can't even begin to speak to people in the morning. If I've woken up, I can't interact with anyone.
It's all
Leave me alone for
mumble.
like 20 minutes, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking scream at you.
It's all mumble.
Yeah, let alone like start debating life.
Oh, hell yeah. So the important things they were saying about is when you wake up, don't get straight up. Open your eyes. Just lay there like with your eyes
Who
open.
the fuck
for a
is
bit.
getting out of bed without opening their eyes?
No, open your eyes straight away, but don't sit up.
Seems to be a lot of rules around this.
For like the first minute, don't sit up straight away because that's like a head rush straight away. As soon as you get up.
What if I wake up and need a piss?
Well, then, yeah, get the fuck up, right? Someone says, get the fuck up. But, seriously, your body, it takes a while to wake up. Like you said about
Process.
talking to people. That's a brainwave that is just not functioning for that first 20 minutes, whatever. You need those things to set in. So it gives your body that chance to start up. It's like wiggling your mouse when you wake your laptop up. No, give it a sec, man. Let him wake up.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Your body's your own worst enemy. Sometimes your brain is, because one of the best things for any kind of stress, depression, anxiety-related thing is sleep and restful sleep. But big symptom of all those conditions, insomnia, or
Can't sleep. Yeah.
if you do get asleep, you don't stay asleep, and when you are sleeping, it's not restful because you're in a general state. What they call it, the chemicals or the adrenaline levels are so high in your brain that even when you're sleeping, you're having anxious rest states.
Well, it just makes you
Tense.
like your blood pump quicker and you're just on edge. Yeah.
So does smoking cigarettes, you know that.
Caffeine's huge for it as well.
Yeah. People say, "I know I need a cigarette to calm my nerves."
No, it's a
Technically
stimulant.
speaking, it's going to increase your heart
It's
rate.
a stimulant, yeah. But there's that euphoric feel off of a stimulant as well. For example, smoking weed is actually a stimulant, not a depressant. Which is crazy because it makes your heart beat quicker. But
but that's like two
but you
types,
go
though, isn't it?
slower.
2 types.
Do you know what I mean? We've all done the classes in school where they tell you what drug is what. Time goes slower when you smoke weed. Yeah, it's a stimulant. It makes your heart beat quicker. The anxiety can do that. I think now we're talking more panic attacks or anxiety attacks, for example. But that's the same effect. Your heart's beating quicker and time kind of slows down. And I did learn a very good technique. Not that I used to suffer that bad with anything like that, panic attacks or anything. But it's a very good technique for anyone that feels kind of outside themselves when things are getting a bit much. It's the 5 senses. And you just literally... I've told you this
touch
before.
something,
5 things
smell
you can
something.
see. And you just say it out loud, even quietly if you're in a public place. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste.
By the time you've done all that, you fucking calm right down.
By the time you've done all that, you're grounded again. You're literally aware of your surroundings again. And right, I'm in the world.
It's weird, like panic attacks are odd. At one point, I thought I was agoraphobic. You know, it's like people that don't want to go out. This is before I kind of realised conditions people can suffer. And I used to be, in my line of work, I am responsible for other people. So you speak to people and you have to be able to relate to people.
Yeah.
It wasn't always that way. I used to be the person who was the agent and didn't have a manager. And people never used to really credit anxiety, I think, until you experience it.
Yeah, hugely.
And I would have to put myself in that boat, man. I was probably quite dismissive, and I probably was of an old school thought of, well, surely you can, if you really wanted to, just snap out.
This is what I mean by we're not there yet, because things like the workplace, if you break your leg, you're off for, say, 2 weeks, and then you're on crutches in a cast or whatever for however long after, right? If you suffer an
episode,
like a crushing blow, say like a family member passes away,
or like a bereavement,
something bad, something that tears you up inside, why are you expected to be back at work next day? And things just don't get better like that. Do you know what I mean? And that it's talked about more, yes. I think it's talked about in maybe a semi-patronising way by people that don't fully understand it.
I think it's almost become a caricature of mental health in terms of inactive
Yeah.
workplace. Like, because it's a very new thing that people can experience, and HR departments shit themselves when anybody cites anything.
Yeah.
It's tricky, man. It is really, really tricky.
It's very uneducated as well in a work sense by most managers, most big companies as well, because it's not given. I don't think it's given what people need. If someone needs a week out because they've suffered something bad, then it should be like sick pay. Absolutely fine. No drama made of it. No fuss when they come back. Are you okay? Is there anything I can do to make it easier for you?
Is it proven to help? Like, doctors prescribe that, he needs a rest.
Yeah.
Take these pills and have a rest. That's what a doctor prescribes. But is that? It's not always the case. People don't need necessarily to have a rest. They need to maybe be engaged, or they need to be active. It's not always a case of going, oh, right. It's definitely proven that if you have 3 weeks off work suffering from a particular mental disorder or condition, you're going to feel better after. It's medically proven. If I give you 6 weeks off work because you've got a broken leg,
Yeah.
you'll come back, your bone's going to heal. That's a tangible improvement.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it can't be taken that kind of value in the workplace. You can't. I think it's much more difficult to quantify, as you say.
Yeah.
People expect it to come back after a day.
And it's different experiences because some people need that. So there's different treatments for different people because of their personality. Some people like to just dive into work.
Yeah.
And just completely ignore what's going on in their personal life. Just fully dive into work. And I have been a victim of that as well. Years ago, really did just completely dive into it. And you don't realise what's going on in your own life because you're so consumed in that intentionally, but you don't know you're doing it at the time. You realise it after.
Oh, I suppose it also depends on what's pushing and what's pulling at the same time. Some people, they might have a lot of anxiety about their work and find it that they can't involve themselves in work anymore, or it's because they are so involved with work, it's created a stressful situation, for their mind.
Or go the other way where work is getting in the way of you being able to sort out what's going on. There's that as well. There's like I can't deal with work right now because I've got all this other stuff going on that needs my attention.
So what do you think people need, man? What can we do as a realistic and achievable way of taking it from the older days where we didn't look at it so open-mindedly to getting it past these HR barriers to a point where it just is, and we don't have to have a week where it's got awareness or a month where it's got awareness. It just is. It's out there. What do people need?
I think it needs to be spoken about more. It needs to be accepted more. So in a sense of
Like,
you
not
wouldn't
questioned.
it needs to be questioned because it's very easy to maybe just get away with it.
Black,
I don't feel
very
so good.
easy to black.
Right. So
Which is
not
ironic, which is a horrendous side effect when you are genuine as well, because you absolutely prang out
anxiety
about
through the roof.
thinking people
Yeah.
think you're taking the piss, and
Yeah.
that makes it a million
That is-
times worse.
That is the worst part about it. That's the fine balance.
Yeah,
When you say what do
I hate
people
that.
need, you need people to just understand and be like, look, I'm not putting pressure on you, but give me a time frame of how much you need to yourself.
Yeah, talk to me. Just let me set that
Yeah.
expectation.
If you just need a couple of days, cool, I'll leave you alone for a couple of days. If you're telling me you're going to need a few weeks to sort out yourself or whatever's going on that's causing all of it, then can we keep in touch once a week?
To a degree, you can micromanage that down to your relationships as well. If you
do.
do live with someone like the missus or whatever, and you kind of know yourself, don't you? You think, if you're, I'm going to have a bad day, it's probably better off if I just, as I
Seclude
mentioned,
a
I
little
like
bit,
to
yeah.
remove myself. So I might say to the missus, gonna just chill in the conservatory, bit of Football Manager,
Or there's a
glass
match on.
glass
or
of wine, go and
something.
watch a
Yeah.
football match, like, sweet. Sweet.
You just need
And
that.
she'll know. I'll give her the nod. She'll like, cool. I won't dig him out.
Yeah, and she'll put on the program she wants to watch, so it works both ways. But there needs to be that understanding, and
Gotta
massively in
communicate.
relationships.
Got to communicate.
I think what a lot of people are scared of doing is they're scared of telling people they don't feel great because they don't want the sympathy. Where your missus right turn around and go, "Oh, you're alright. Like, how about we just order a takeaway and we sit and we cuddle and we watch a film or something?" You're like, no, I don't need.
Be like, fucking hell, you should go to like college. You've just cured my illness in like 2 seconds.
Do you know what I mean? Or work where they're like, "Oh, well, look, just come in, take it easy for the day, take your feet
Here's
up.
a telephone
put your
number."
feet up. Yeah, here's a telephone number. Go and talk to someone. That'll do you. No.
Just
Like,
let me
I
get
just
through it.
maybe give me a day just to be like, right, what do I need?
Do you know what I find some of the best turnaround motives I've used over the years?
What do you mean?
When I know it's bad. When I've
What,
gone through
on the manager side? Or
No,
on
just
the...
in human.
Okay,
Human
go on.
side. When I know it's a bad one, I've had a few blow ups where it's for a slightly longer extended period of time than short terms, and it goes in a kind of an arc, doesn't it? Like it builds a point and it starts to come down again.
Yeah.
I think for me it peaks, and I just need to play Xbox. Like I need to be doing something with my fingers. I need to be looking at something. I need to be distracted, and
You
for
need
me,
to be out of this world.
you need to be able to remove yourself, and that's like
Yeah.
crack to a crackhead. Now, I play computer games that aren't online shoot 'em ups and stuff like that because you just get murked straight
No,
away.
you play like kind of one player RPG kind
Yeah,
of,
role playing game.
but some fucked up ones.
Yeah, you just get dropped in a world, and what they can do on computers nowadays, you can almost feel like you're there, and that's fantastic, man. That for me is when I know I'm bad, no treatment in the world is as good as me getting that one day to myself and just going crunch. Now I've had that day, I'm ready to move forward.
And that, I think that brings it back to the original point of it's different for everyone else. That's your release. I think as we said, there's common traits where you need a release, you need a distraction maybe. That's your one. It'll be different for everyone else, and everyone's experiences with it, everyone's low points with it.
Yeah.
Even coming down to treatment, everyone will choose different remedies, like you just said.
It's not
where you
permanent,
take that
man. You
out.
can shift.
The important thing to remember, is it is temporary. And I think that you only learn that of experience. When you feel real shit, you might feel like it's never going to get better, but
Yeah. Try.
naturally it has to, because this life's fucked. It goes up and down constantly.
Yeah.
And your levels will go up and down, and sometimes they meet each other on a great high point when you're in a great mood about life, and then the next week you go on holiday and do something crazy like skydiving or something. That is like a brilliant high point in your life, because timing of life and your emotion is at its high point. It'll have its low points where everything's gone to shit and you feel shit as well.
Bit like
And they're
supporting
real
Man
low
U then,
points.
really, isn't it?
I'd
Generally,
say more
normally,
West Ham.
it's been quite good. Bit of shit over the last couple of years, but things are looking up.
But the thing to remember is it's temporary.
Class
When
is
it's
permanent.
really shit, that is temporary. It can only
Always,
naturally
yeah,
get better.
always. And as you say, also respect the positive state of minds as well. If you're somebody who's very extreme, like, respect those
Yeah.
positive state of minds as well. It's balance. And I think that's the key that happens when people do experience things. It's because there's been a balance that's tipped
Well, yeah.
somewhere.
But also it's important to remember that it's manageable. You
Yeah.
can bring it back to balance.
Like your
And-
work-life ratio balance tip.
Or whatever the issue is, it cannot necessarily get better, but you can become more okay with it. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That balance, you can bring it back. I want people to understand that it is manageable. Unfortunately, it's experience that teaches you what you need to get back to a good place. And it does happen, and it will happen, but it is manageable.
Yeah.
You do have control.
As Jacko said, man, you are not alone.
For
Right.
I am here.
He was wrong in a lot of things.
Well, yeah. It's funny you say in a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was right about that. I'll give him that. Right, Mike, I got one thing to say, and one thing to say only. Kick it! facts of the week. Random facts of the week.
Hey yo, it's a random fact. We going chit for chat, the tic tac, back to back. You know what it is.
Random. Ah! Oh, when he rocked the mic tight.
Right?
I like it.
Yeah, man, come on.
I like because we'll lower it up each week. So we started off with a beat.
Yeah.
Then I put my incredible vocals down.
The harmonising hook.
You've just dropped some absolutely fire bars. Next week, as I say, the orchestral lineup's coming.
We'll get some features. When we get guests on, we'll get into
I like
feature and
that.
random fact jingle.
I like that. It's going global.
What you got for me, boy?
Americans. This is
Okay.
fucking aimed at you.
Wow. That's a bold statement straight away. Go on, what you got?
There are more obese people in the world
Yeah.
than there are starving people. 30% of the world's population is classed as being obese. 5 are technically classed as being starving, under poverty, breadline, under body mass.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because all you see is like so many countries where there's like starving kids and families
But then you go to America and there's fucking 250 million fat cunts.
and this is true.
It's like, do you know what I mean?
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, 30% of the world's population. I'd like to know how much of that fucking 30% is over in the States.
Well, yeah, and no, I'd like to know what it is for each country. What percentage of their people are classed as obese?
To be fair, that is a slightly lazy accusation because they're not actually naturally the biggest of people. There's other countries where people are naturally bigger. Samoans, for example,
yeah,
fucking
man.
huge. In their culture and society, if you're going to be the chief of the village or whatever, it's about who's got the biggest belly. That's what gives you your status in those cultures. They'd be classed as obese. They don't give a fuck. They're king.
Yeah, but that is fucking mental though. That's a big percentage, 30%, as opposed to 5% of people are starving.
That's obese as well.
And where do those records come from? Because if you're starving, the last thing you're going to do is go and tell people that you need to write down somewhere that you're starving. Do you know what I mean? Last thing you want to do when you're hungry is fill out a fucking form.
I ain't got the energy for this survey, man.
And it.
Need me some rice.
Can I have some bread at least before I fill this out?
Need me some rice.
Yeah, but then you won't be starving.
Elvis was blonde. Naturally.
Fuck off.
Naturally, Elvis was blonde.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Dyed his hair, naturally, but he used to grow back. Like, if he was on the road and stuff, not that easy to dye your hair. Some people may or may not believe, man used to wear mascara. So he'd take his eye mascara and he'd put it through his hair, cut them bits out, or standardly, you used to just get boot polish.
What the fuck?
What an absolute blag. What an absolute blag.
That whole time his dad died. Well, it's like Eminem.
I suppose like slick
The
back
other way
as well.
around, isn't it?
Yeah. I tell you, man, like it was all about like the gimmicks and marketing. People say it didn't exist like back in them days. His manager was so clever,
Yeah.
that Elvis was so popular. He made more money because people were against Elvis by selling "I Hate Elvis" badges. They were sold by the manager
Wow.
of Elvis Presley to make even more money. Clever bastard.
Yeah. Manipulation. Brilliant, yeah.
For some reason, he thought obviously if Elvis had black hair rather than blonde hair, be better.
Yeah, man.
Turns out Gazer was right. Remember a few episodes back, we did can't hum and hold your nose at the same time.
Oh, yeah, and you can't clench your penis without clenching your arsehole.
Can't do the dick dance without squeezing your bumhole.
Yeah, you can't flinch without.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got another one for you.
Okay. Well, involving bumholes? Where you go?
No.
What kind of websites you been looking up, Jay?
No, this one's about dick dancing.
Oh, okay.
no.
Meatspin.com.
You cannot breathe in and swallow at the same time. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, you can breathe in
Exactly the same time. At home, everyone's now going, oh,
at the same time.
all sound like they're gagging. Ugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I like that.
There you go.
I'm not trying that again though.
Last one
Can't.
passed.
It's not as good as the can't. And sorry again for ladies, you can't clamp your vagina without clenching your arsehole. Feel free to try that now. It is true. I got one for you, right? Seems though we're still exploring the southern regions of a human body.
Oh, go on then. This sounds promising.
A Petarade is a series of farts.
What?
P-E-T-A-R-A-D-E
Like a bout of the hiccups.
is a series of farts. Not one long one. Like,
I'm more
it's like when it sounds like the Germans are coming.
See German. Oh, look, so something you can be walking along, can't you? And, like the different bum
As
cheeks.
you move one leg,
Yeah.
like your left leg or something, like
I
that
worry
is a
about.
petarade, my friend.
I do worry about people sometimes.
Oh, that happens to me often. To be fair, I make sure there's no one around.
I'm quite good. Like it makes the child laugh loads. We're in the bath. You know, it's a bit wet. And you fart.
Turn it into a jacuzzi, yeah.
Well, no, it's not full up with water, but it makes a different sound, doesn't it? That's probably what it's
Oh,
called.
it's like a blob.
A petarade. You can do that when it's in water, when you've got something to vibrate off.
Up against the porcelain of the bathtub as well, like.
Absolutely love it.
Mate, I've got another one for you, right?
Go on.
Painting eyes on a cow's arse actually stops lions attacking them.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this one.
If they think that it's something looking directly at them, they're not
Yeah.
going to attack them head on.
It's mad, isn't it?
That is mental. So if you want to
Mad.
save your cows at their farmers, just paint a couple of eyes, like Mona Lisa, where they follow you everywhere.
That is
Everywhere you look at
that
them,
is literally
so.
mental. I think that's present in other things in nature.
It's
The
good for
copper
training, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a caterpillar that's got another like set of eyes at the back. It replicates what his head looks like, but it's his tail. Now imagine that, like you're king of the jungle and you can't tell the difference between what's the fucking back end of a cow and what's not.
Well, it's when there's an arsehole looking at you.
Squinting.
Oh, that person must look really shocked, like perched lips and that.
Why is that cow winking at me?
Why has he got a trunk straight up in the air?
It ain't just lions, monkeys, right?
And tigers and bears.
Monkeys see faces in inanimate objects.
Fuck up. What, like a vase?
To a degree, they basically think it's their enemy. They're paranoid. It's a paranoid species, so they see their enemy in everything they look at. But then it got me thinking when I looked at this one that they see faces in everything. Like you see faces, like for example, a doorknob or a door handle could look like a face. There's one on the in-laws' toilet, but on the back of their toilet, they've got one of them door hooks, and it looks like a drunk octopus offering you a fight. It's brilliant.
But that's only because your perception's been changed. When you see like pictures on Facebook and things like that, it shows you things
Washing
different
machines
ways.
that look like faces.
Yeah,
Love
but
it.
that one
Love it.
looks like a drunk octopus wanting to have a fight.
Yeah, love it.
So that's what monkeys see. They just see their enemies in there.
Yeah, everywhere. Everything they look at. That's why they're always like
Looking
like
around.
proper like quick neck.
Bait heads, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like little crackheads.
They do like little crackheads. I've got a proper one that's gonna like wobble your head a bit. Literally.
Okay.
Gonna wobble your head.
Wobble my head.
Star Wars. Do you know when the first Star Wars came out?
Late 70s. Right, so by first Star Wars, you mean episode 4, because it come out 4, 5, 6.
Oh, fuck off with this shit.
No, it's true, isn't it? I only do this to keep up with the, like,
Episode
believers.
7, Phantom Menace.
No, episode
Rah, rah, rah.
4 was the first one in, like, late 70s, wasn't it?
Fucking episode 1, mate. The first film they fucking
The
made.
first one they made, yeah, it was late 70s. I'm sure it was.
1977.
Oh, yeah, go. I'll have that.
A
Cheers.
little while back.
Yeah.
When it was released. Guess what was happening in France on the day Star Wars was released?
Orgies were still legal. Kinky bunch in
Nah, that's
French.
fucking French, mate.
Is that when Eurotrash
They love
started?
it. No. Have another guess.
He was French, wasn't
And Anton de Bourque.
he?
Saying, no, he was fucking come down with me. No, come dancing or something, wasn't it?
Mate, no, the
Rapido.
fucking Eurotrash was brilliant.
Program.
That's got to be not 70s. I don't know. French they invented the baguette. Fuck knows. Go on. What did they do?
Still chopping people's heads off, bruv.
What, for fun?
No, as a capital punishment, guillotine was still on the menu.
Hold on, late 70s. So we've
77. They were still chopping motherfuckers' heads off in France in 1977.
Oh, them dirty
Yeah,
bastards.
not seeing it. That's on our doorstep, Geek.
That's filth.
Yeah.
That's not that long ago.
I don't think Star Wars is too happy about being tied into this fact.
Yeah, and
As a franchise, I'm sure
they'll release a statement
George
next
Lucas
week.
and Spielberg are going to be like knocking on our door.
We did not sanction any beheadings
They're not about
on
it at all.
Lucasfilm
Ain't that
Enterprises.
madness, though? Ain't that a madness?
I've got a mad one for you, and it involves a French. Here,
Hey,
Right.
ooh la la.
oh la la. It was a little bit before the 70s, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
1712. This dates back to.
Oh yeah, just before then.
Yeah, a little bit before.
Yep.
Right. All strawberries today derive from 5 plants that were brought from France to Chile. No, sorry, Chile brought them to France. But all the world's population of strawberries come from 5 plants.
Now, as you were saying that, I was like, this is a shit fact.
No,
But
that
then you
is-
kind of got to it, I was like, actually, no, when you think about it, that's pretty mental.
every strawberry you've ever had
and
came
been
from-
colonized
started
into
from
Europe,
5 plants.
grown.
It's like the Adam and Eve of strawberries, and Steve and Julie and Marcus.
It's,
Oh,
it's a
fucking
difference between paying £3 a punnet or $3,000 a punnet. If you had to import them from fucking Chile the whole time,
Wimbledon would just be tennis if it wasn't for those 5 plants.
they'd be hot by now. They would have fused it with chili. You'd never have got a normal tomato. It'd be fucking red hot
Tomato, strawberries.
Tomato, fuck me. Strawberry.
Oh mate, I love a strawberry as
Chili
well.
strawberry.
I'm sure you could
That
get.
could work.
They did pine auberries or something. It's pineapple strawberries.
Pine Aubrey's.
I got the seeds from once.
Don't be putting.
Honestly,
Don't put
didn't
that
work.
on a pizza.
couldn't
People
grow
will
'em.
lose their fucking shit.
But no, honestly, they're like really fresh. They taste like pineapple in the shape of a strawberry.
Well, things that taste the things
They're
that they
just
shouldn't.
like fucking splice things that they shouldn't have done in a lab
So
somewhere. and
tricks
gone,
your brain. It's when
that
people,
would be joy.
people see cakes, don't they? And they're made.
They're pure white though. They're white strawberries. They taste like pineapple.
Why? Why is that happening?
It looks incredible.
Just leave shit alone, bruv. I've got a strawberry. I've got a pineapple. Don't stop. I did that years ago with Coca-Cola. My cola tab, see-through cola. Why?
Oh fuck that!
Why you
It's just water.
fucking? Why you
That's
fucking?
just
with that for?
lemonade, isn't it?
Leave that shit be. All right. Time to talk about my friends, the Sharks.
Oh fuck off!
No, man. We're doing it.
Hold on.
You said you encouraged me to
if
pursue
I
my
didn't think you
dream.
was going to take it seriously, I was joking about maybe doing a segment about it.
No,
But
you encouraged me to pursue my sharky
oh,
dreams.
fucking go on then. What are we going with here? Is it
I'll say
not Baby
dreams.
Shark? Is it?
No, fuck no, don't. That's not.
Do, do,
If you ever speak,
do.
no. See, notice how I'm not replicating
Do.
that sound. I've lived that life, bruv. I've lived through that. People can only research that in history. I fucking lived that. I lived through Baby Shark. Yeah, that's a scar.
Okay, mate. Have your moment.
That's a scar.
Do your shark thing.
I nearly had a flashback because you was doing it like a Vietnam vet. I nearly dived under the
Ah!
table. No, Baby Shark.
No.
That's savage.
Run away.
Damn
Do.
What? So you know sharks keep getting like proper bad reps and stuff.
Because they're biting people. Oh no,
Mad-
sorry,
mad-
New Yorkers.
Sharks. I'm there. I'm defending them now. Obviously, after you encouraged me to do so.
Okay. We're starting the shark campaign, yeah.
So this is a shark campaign. Well, it's not a campaign, but it's just to highlight how friendly they really are.
Oh yeah, go and pet sharks. Go on, kids.
Nah, probably I wouldn't. I'm not sure I advise that. That's a disclaimer.
Hit me with your shark fact.
Things less deadly than a shark.
Toilet seats.
Things more deadly than a shark. Coconuts.
Fuck off. What? Off milk?
Coconuts are more deadly than sharks. More
How?
people die each year from having a coconut fall on their nuts
Oh, shut up.
from a tree. They're fucking well tall coconut trees. They hit you on the head, mate. You're fucking brown bread. Then getting munched by a shark each year. Again, coconuts.
What?
Nobody's giving them grief.
So what you're saying is go and swim in the ocean rather than tropical islands.
Do a bit of both. Kill two birds, one stone. Get it done.
You sound like you can take out an army with fucking coconuts now. That's what you should do. You know they arrested the squirrels?
Yeah.
You should employ monkeys, train them to go to the top of trees, carrying like rucksacks full of coconuts.
I think they do that.
And
don't
as
they?
the enemy comes in, they just drop the coconuts on their head, boom, dead.
Yeah, I do think they do that already. I think they train them in certain countries. It's like a tourist attraction. They run up there, wallop, get a little fucking thing down, and they give you like $20. Pay $20 for a coconut, basically, just because a monkey got it.
No, it wants to go on a rampage.
Sounds
Like
like a good
GTA style. Try and raise 5 stars just by being up there. Get a coconut launcher as they turn up in their cars and that, and then you get the military tanks. There's fucking milk everywhere.
Well, there you go. This is the misconception. We're talking about making a theme park out of a coconut. Sharks, naughty cunts. Coconut's more deadly. Do you know who else is more deadly?
Go on.
Cows.
What?
Cows kill more people per year
Wait,
than sharks.
are you about to get fucking Greta Thunberg on me and tell me it's their farts that
Oh,
kill more people?
No, not in that spec, not retrospectively. I'm talking
Or is it them
direct,
falling on people?
direct action, mate. Cows
Yeah.
fucking take out more people per year than sharks do.
Oh, okay. So beware of the bull.
Well, to be fair, when I read the fact, it said cows. It didn't mention bulls.
A bull is a cow, isn't it? It's just a male cow. Oh.
Oh, good.
Oh, I've got you back on your own
Is-
fact.
Yeah, can you describe what animal is that? It's a cow. Oh, would you say it was a bull? Can a bull be a cow, or is a cow a bull?
A bull is a cow. It's like a...
Is that what you
It's
identify?
no, it's like
it
a
as?
bitch is a dog, but it's still a dog. You look at a dog, it's either male or female. If you know
I
it's
look at a dog, I go, it's a dog. I look at a bull, I go, it's a bull. I look at a cow, I go, it's a cow. It's a bit weird. I
you
identify.
don't. If you look at a bull and it's not all pumped on steroids and that,
I look different.
it could look like a cow.
I ain't got a massive fucking set of ball bags hanging from. Well, it's got ball bags, but it ain't got a massive
It's
set of
full of
others.
bull, mate. You're full of bull.
That's
I'll
fine.
tell you what we haven't learned
What?
about bulls and cows. What have we learned this week, Joe?
Oh, what have we learnt this week, mate? Jeez. Right. If you are a BBC actor, you cannot go around smashing your dick off the sideboard if you're on a set. You're going to get busted, bruv. You can't go around shaking hands with your penis, man. I don't care if you're gay, straight, or fucking purple. Ain't going to happen.
Or purple.
It ain't going to happen, man. Noel Clark's, like, getting his head kicked in at the minute. Barrowman didn't get shit, just saying.
Yeah, innit?
Man, I
Noel
like the
Clark
guy.
didn't get his cock out.
Just saying, I like the guy. If you are going to cheat on your missus, wise up, man. Do not be taking a live photo and not checking that last slide if that last slide has got your hoe girlfriend laying down on that bed with you.
Just don't be cheating in the first place, but also fuck iPhones.
If you're going to do it, get smart. Fuck's sake. Absolutely mental geezer. Zimbabwean, 151 kids, 16 wives. That's the bit that bothers me,
Soon
geez.
to be
16 wives. That's 16 fucking times nagging. That's 16 times fucking wrapping remember birthday presents.
Yeah,
Christmas
man.
presents. Fuck that off.
He sounds like he's got it on lock, though.
We're sex with 4 different women a night.
No, it's not even
If that's
that. Where
your
he's bitching about their food and that. I don't think they're complaining about he forgot a birthday present when he's moaning about the potatoes the night before.
How would you have time? Where would the time come from? Literally, you would not be able to do anything else. On a more serious one, we've had a little debate about mental health. You and I,
Yeah.
I feel we've opened up a little bit. We've given a little bit of insight into our personal experiences.
But also, hopefully, people that are listening, whether you've experienced it in any way, shape, or form, or haven't, hopefully it's a bit more of an insight into how it all works and what people need to do about it.
Yeah, man. There's ways you can help yourself. There's ways you can get help. Just reach out. It's normal.
Even if it's just to your mate, or if not even if you just need a laugh, there's ways to deal with it. It is manageable.
There's light at the end of the tunnel for everyone.
Exactly.
Always. What was it? What's the thing? You can't get a rainbow without rain.
Oh, I like that.
Dolly Parton.
Oh, fuck off.
Dolly Parton said that.
Disgusting. Good quote. Disgusting who it's come from.
Obviously, massively fat Americans. And I'm not... Again, I say Americans, we've got fat people in our country.
Obese.
Gemma
Yeah.
Collins is doing her best to kind of bring that down. She's
Hold
lost
shit down.
a bit. Like, bless her. I'm not... You probably shouldn't... To be fair, Adele's probably taken about 2% off the UK statistic, isn't she? Surely we was at 12% and now we're down to 10 just for Adele alone.
No.
She
Come
did well.
on, man.
She shifted
She's done
a lot.
well, but yeah, she weren't affecting 10% of the country.
But that's an utter madness. Why are there 30% of the world's population overfed and 5% under? Utter
It's
utter
not that.
madness.
Why is there any percent over average when there are 5% starving? That should be back to 0 before it even gets a positive on obese people.
There's an
Share the wealth.
entirely different world of fart grading criteria that people didn't really realise existed.
Yeah, and a petarade is for when you sound like you're pebble dashing a toilet.
Petarade. Ugh. If you are ever worried about losing your missus when you're out and about in the night and you think she might get approached by another gentleman, just paint 2 eyeballs on her arsehole. I say on her arsehole, on her bum cheeks. You'll be well aware. Confuses people. Confuses the predators.
On the back of her dress, rather than the kick me sticker, just put a pair of eyes on her ass.
Confuses the predators, bruv.
Like it. Like it.
Star Wars has got a lot to answer for.
Again, Star Wars are releasing a statement saying we have nothing to do with the beheadings.
Well, funnily enough, one of the selling points about a lightsaber is the fact you can chop limbs off. Don't worry, don't need to sell it to the French, mate. Don't even bother. They can chop limbs off.
On.
They don't need to know, guys. They need to know nothing.
In a galaxy just down the road, they are cutting your fucking head off.
The reason you're not out of pocket every time you fancy a strawberry is to some mental geezers.
Some Chilean bloke.
Yeah, robbing stuff up from Chile.
Well played, boy.
Yeah, well played, man. Strawberry's one of my favourite flavours, actually. Quite like it.
Well, the best fruit out there, I'd say.
I like it. Final thought of the week is coconuts are right shiesty bastards.
No, those trained CIA monkey cunts are shiesty bastards.
More deadly than the shark.
When you come to the end of the line with a buddy who is more than a brother and a little less than a wife, getting blind drunk together is really the only way to say farewell.
Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dong dang. Now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye.
That's all, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Mama. Night, Ben.
Good night, everyone.
Blaze 2, get at me in the morning.